Hi, Leo. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today.
Hey there, I'm happy to be here. It's good to see everyone.
Great. Maybe we can start by you telling everyone a bit about who you are and what you do.
All right, yeah, my name is Leo Sammarelli. I was born and raised here in Vancouver, BC, British Columbia, Canada. Obviously, most of you guys are in the East Coast, I'm guessing.
We have a few Canadians, yeah, mostly around the East, maybe
Oh, no way.
Ontario. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it's beautiful. It's good that you guys have a big community and stuff like that who get all together and talk and relate, right? Yeah, I'm also I'm an athlete, I'm a coach, and I'm the founder of West Coast Wheelchair Adaptive Boxing. Um, and West Coast Wheelchair Adaptive Boxing, we get into training people in wheelchairs, adaptive boxing. Not only people in wheelchairs, actually just people who are interested with adaptive needs who need to box. Yeah. And
Um,
yeah, and I also do other crazy stuff like challenges and stuff. My latest one was the grouse grind. That was going up the grouse mountain, wheelbarrow walking on my hands while someone was holding my legs. um, I'm a paraplegic. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm in a wheelchair as well. I was injured. I was injured in 2017, so four and a half, four and a little bit years ago. And before my injury, I was a national champion of Canada in boxing, interregional champion of Italy. So I did have a big athletic background in boxing before my injury, and just being an athlete in general.
right. Do you want to maybe talk a bit about your accident and how did you what was it like for you after that? Like, how did you go from the accident to getting back into boxing?
Yeah. So, in like I said, in March 2017, I was actually shot. I was shot four times. It led to me having a spinal cord injury, and about T8, T9 on the thoracic vertebrae. So just I have a little bit of core, so I'm not super unbalanced when I'm sitting down and stuff. But it hasn't really stopped me from moving, and if anything, it made me move more because living now, I have to definitely move in different ways rather than be constricted and just moving in a simple wheelchair movement way, right? Yeah, uh, it was like anything. You guys all know, you guys been hit hard, right, in life. I call it getting hit hard in life, just coming from a boxing perspective. It was a life changing moment for sure. More of like a mistaken identity kind of um, thing that happened to me, and coming like just having your life all upside down and just being reborn again. Basically, it's being reborn again into another body. I'd put it like that. Um, and yeah, just I would just say it's a big restart in everything. So it took me a long time to it didn't happen overnight. I had a lot of help and surrounded myself with positive people and people around the community, just like you guys have this group too. It's amazing that you guys have this group and you guys are able to all talk to each other and communicate and stuff. So about everything like that. So with me, my biggest thing that helped me was getting back into sport and movement in general, whether if it was boxing or cross country skiing or just testing boundaries, pushing limits in terms of when people hear the things that you've done, they're like, what? This guy climbed a mountain on his hands, or this guy biked 123 kilometers up to Whistler Mountain, like, or this guy swims, or this guy does that. So like it's just literally I put myself out there, and I know in when adversity happens like this, and you kind of always want to shelter and you want to stay inside and you don't really want to, get out there again. But it was definitely a help from many people in the community, and I was so blessed to obviously have good friends and stuff like that who helped me as well. And finding that new purpose, finding that new meaning, because before my accident, obviously, my purpose was becoming an Olympic boxer, and a world champion in boxing, and I was close to my goal, and I was heading that way. And like anything, once that goal is gone, you got to find a new purpose, a new meaning in life. And right now, I felt like I have my purposes, and sometimes that answer is not in myself, but and you find that answer in others too. And it goes with helping others, or finding their goal and stuff too. So yeah, I'm super blessed.
So tell us about adaptive boxing. What does it involve?
Yeah, so adaptive boxing, it involves a lot, I'll tell you that. Most people think about boxing as just punching people in the head. Like honestly, like a lot of people come up to me, is like, oh, that's so dangerous, and like, oh, you guys must you know, getting hit in the head, you guys are gonna get re-injured again. But it's not that. First of all, it's community. It's bringing everyone together. But depending on what other disabilities, like I'm have people in my class who are quadriplegics, right, or people with spina bifida, or people with just different abilities, right? um, Spinal cord injury, there's cerebral palsy. So people have some types of limited movements and abilities. So um, the best way, obviously, is to adapt and find a way that anyone, everyone can throw a punch, everyone can maneuver. So, for example, I teach a woman. She's in a power chair. Her name is Louisa, and she's actually doing a 20K next week in her manual wheelchair. She's going to be wheeling around for 10K, and she's going to be using her hands with limited mobility. She's going to be wheeling that 10K, and that's the kind of goal that we have in the class, and all these clients, right? Is that we find whatever they want to have a goal, and set that goal, and we'll help reach that goal too, right? So separate from that, the wheelchair boxing class, like the fighters class, the guys are in what you call sports chairs. You guys have all seen people playing wheelchair basketball, wheelchair tennis. Adaptive boxing is not in the Paralympics right now, and we are working with people around the world to get that happening. And yeah, we do everything from adaptive skipping to some sparring, some pad mitts, right? So yeah, I look at it as an adaptive way to box, basically. Yeah.
If I understand it correctly, from what I've seen anyways, watching wheelchair basketball or whatever, they typically have the wheels like slanted out instead of.
Yeah.
Is that what a sports wheelchair is?
Yes, exactly. If you could see my wheelchair on the screen right now, I'm
Yeah.
using an everyday chair. Obviously, my chair is kind of fancy. I do have these nice cool wheels on them, but normally this is the camber of the wheels are straight on, right? And then now you have the camber of the wheels that are out on a wheelchair basketball, giving you more movement left and right. Now that we have to not only move with our hands, but also punch and protect ourselves with our hands too, right? Yeah, the biggest thing about wheelchair boxing too is what I found is when I was teaching people in general, especially people with like I'm teaching some people who had brain injuries and stuff like that, and it's just kind of like I give them combinations, and there's lots of studies. I'm not too sure. I can't quote where the studies are, but I've read them that given these combinations 1, 2, 2, 3, all these combinations, 5-punch combos, 6-punch combos. They got to remember these combos, and they okay, 1-2, okay, 1-2-3, okay, 1-2-3-2, okay, 1-2-3-2-1-1, right? It just gets the mind going. It's not just training the body, but it's
Right.
recirculating the everything, and the response time with their brain and stuff like that. So I find it not just a big physical thing, but also a brain thing, right? It's a whole body workout, and that's why I
Now,
love this with science.
everyone in this group knows, like I talk about boxing pretty much every meeting
Yeah.
we have. But so why did you create, or why did you feel the need to create West Coast wheelchair adaptive boxing?
Yeah, so I created this before the pandemic. Is that when did you do it, or why did you do
No,
it?
why did you do it, or why did
Oh.
you feel it was necessary to create?
I have a big we have a big community here in BC, in Vancouver here, with spinal cord injury guys and stuff like that. And in the beginning, getting myself back into rehab, I only weighed like 90 pounds getting in after my incident. I was so skinny. I was malnourished. I was everything you would expect after coming out of a coma and getting out of a SCI, spinal cord injury. And I felt the need that I had to get back into the training camp. In boxing, we have training camp, right? We're getting ready to fight. We have to fight. We're getting ready to for a big event. So I started in the gym again, and it was really hard, not just to be in there physically, but also psychologically. It was like looking at all my other friends who can stand and who can box and stuff like that. So I felt the need, and with the help of my coach, we started training and adapting things, and even just for my mental health, being able to punch something. How good does that feel, guys? Come on, right? Yeah, punch someone or punch something to get some of that, relieve that stress, right? Relieve something. You got to get that frustration out one way or another, right? Hit the bag, hit the speed bag. So slowly, we've developed a training and adaptive. The big word is adaptive, finding a way, adaptive, and finding a way to train, how to skip rope. I made adaptive skipping ropes. There's a great documentary on AMI. I'll send it to you after, Mark. Maybe
Okay.
you could give it a nice watch after. But a little bit more about my class. It's only 20-25 minutes, but yeah, it's so after that, after finding my way, I integrated my fellow friends and brothers and sisters from the community, and we started a little class at the boxing gym at Rain City Boxing here in Vancouver, and from there we adapted everyone's ways, right? And it's just people would come in, and then the way that after the class and they left, you could just tell is like, the dopamine, everything, like they're just recharged. They've gotten that anger out. They've gotten their stuff out. They gotten a great workout. Whatever you're there for, it doesn't matter. But when they left, they were happy. It's a beautiful experience. Yeah, it
Right.
was a beautiful experience.
Now you mentioned that work is being done to make boxing into a Paralympic event.
Yes,
Is
we are. There's many people. No one owns boxing. I don't own boxing. Boxing is a way of freedom of movement and expression, and it's been around since ancient times. In ancient Egypt, they boxed. The latest recording of boxing. So everyone does boxing around the world, and everyone's doing boxing in their own way, own rules and regulations and stuff like that. I know in Poland they have a big boxing thing. In the UK, I talked to them. I've been talking to them here and there. So there's some hurdles that we need to overcome in terms of the rules and regulations, and teaching people the boxing, right? The way to box, right? Because for me, at least, boxing is hit and not get hit. I like to be moving around, moving around. As Muhammad Ali would say, right? Is you what was it? Sting. What was it? You know that. What's the famous
Float
quote?
like a butterfly, sing like
Float
a
like
bee.
a butterfly, sting like a bee. Of course,
Right.
you know that, Mark. But you know what I mean, guys, right? Is hit not get hit. That's the science behind boxing, and some people tie up wheelchairs and they're not able to move and they're able to hit each other, and you know, that's not boxing to me. But boxing is much more than just that, right?
Right.
Um, yeah. Yeah, but we've been talking to like-minded people around the world, and slowly this movement, I believe, will happen.
Right. So, what would your advice be for someone who is toying with the idea of getting into boxing?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, were you you know, I would say it's hard finding sometimes for me it's hard finding an accessible boxing gym. If like being in my situation of being in a wheelchair, there's always stairs. I mean, for my situation, I'd climb up those stairs on my hands and just get my friend to like grab my legs or whatever. But it's hard to find that. It's hard to find an accessible boxing gym nowadays. And I well, I would just go find find a boxing gym in your community, reach out to them, and I would I would try to just attend a class or attend a one-on-one and explain the adaptive needs that you would have. And if they yeah, I'm sure that any coach would happy to have you on there. And if not, then contact me. I would definitely help you out trying to find a
One
gym.
other thing that this question sort of I think about is, I've been to a few gyms, and I think the best thing, my what experience has taught me is you need to find a good teacher or a coach. Otherwise, it's
Exactly.
kind of useless, right? And
100%.
the best coaches are the ones who believe you can be better than you think you can,
A hundred
right?
percent. Yes, that's
The
very
the
that.
ones who are the bad coaches, they just want your money.
Yeah, there's always gonna be people like that, right? They're
Yeah,
gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, $100 a session or something, or like stuff like that. But and not really teach you anything as long as you leave there with something.
right,
That's what I learning from a maestro, a teacher, a sensei. Like that's a boxing coach to me is a very close connection. Manny Pacquiao had Freddie Roach. Muhammad Ali had Customato. Mike Tyson had Customato. All these relationships with boxing and coaches.
right,
The most famous boxing coaches had that family kind of relationship with their coach. Yeah,
right.
very true.
Um, Now last question, and then we'll open it up for other people. Where can people find you or contact you if they want to talk to you more about boxing or whatever?
Yeah, you guys can reach. I do teach adaptive online boxing class. I teach that for the spinal cord injury community here in BC, British Columbia, but it's worldwide. And it's on a Thursday. It's on at 11 a.m. on a Thursday every.
Sorry, did you say it was virtual?
It's virtual, yeah. So I
Yeah.
do have virtual classes where we do just combinations. It's more shadow boxing than anything. So it's a full workout. It's a full workout. We start with our activation, our warm up. Then we get into our shadow boxing rounds. We do 1 to 8 rounds on shadow boxing, and then after that we do static exercises. And then after that we go into the Tabata round. So I've customized this whole workout package for it to be in 1 hour, and that will that kind of is a full body full experience, and then we end off with stretching. It's usually 1 hour, 1 hour, but you can access it through Spinal Cord Injury BC, or if you have any questions you can contact me at WWAB boxing.
And that's 11 a.m. Pacific time, right?
Yes, exactly 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can look at Spinal Cord Injury BC, the website there, and I'll be there. Or there's also other paid classes. They're only like 850, 850, 850 for, you can drop in whenever you want. And the money does go towards the WWAB. But the Thursday class is free. You can join in. You can try it out. You can. It's 850 a class.
That's Henry's in the U.S., so that's probably like $6, $5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, all the money goes towards WWAB, and yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to ask anyone who has questions for Leo to raise their hand. Then I'll ask you to unmute, and that seems to be the most civilized way to go instead of having a free for all. But yeah, just raise your hand and we'll call on you. Any questions? No, I did. So I have a question. How you kind of touched on this. How important is it? Oh, I'll get to you right after this, Melissa. How important is it for people who, let's say, just had an injury or find themselves in a wheelchair, or any condition really? How important is it to do something to get out of that?
Yeah, to get out of that, I call it the hole. I call it the hole because like it's that's me. That's my demon. I just call it the hole. It's where you don't want to move. You want to be at home. You're not gonna get up. You're in pain. You're frustrated. You're angry. Whatever it is, you don't want to move. You don't care. Whatever it is. How important, the question was how important it's important. It's vital. It's life, movement. It's what's helped me to get out of the hole, what I call the hole. Because I was at a rough shape too. I'm on no medications. I don't take any pain medication. I live with pain. You guys all live with everyone lives with some kind of pain. I live with neuropathic pain. Right now it's a 3 out of 10, usually buzzing around at my feet. My legs feel like they're on fire, or pins and needles and stuff like that. Just activating, just moving, and it's so important. I don't take any medications, like I said, no, which is my way. I'm not telling you not to stop all your medications or stop everything like that, but it was just my way to find that balance in my life, right? I live a very active lifestyle. I wake up, I do my class, or I go out and I go to the gym, and I find different ways of movement. It can be boring to do the same stuff over and over again. But once you get that down almost religiously, to move or to get something in, some movement religiously, like I'm saying, like you brush your teeth every night or every morning, or I hope you do, but religiously, you do that religiously, and it just catches on, and you will start feeling, I promise you would start feeling that you would start feeling good. You start feeling good about yourself, and then you start eating right too, right? It's all connected, folks. For me, it was all connected. Getting my in shape, getting my diet right, surrounding myself with positive people, right? It was all connected. It's super. It's very important after an injury to keep moving. The more you wait, the more you lose it, in my opinion. If you don't use it, you lose it, and that goes with my legs too. If you don't use it, you lose it. If I don't stimulate my legs, if I don't get on my braces, I'll lose the feeling. I lose the feeling in my legs. The blood stops circulating properly. I start losing stuff, right? I start feeling my back pain. I start feeling neuropathic pain where my injuries, my scars. So I have to. There is no not for me. I have to move.
Right. And do you ever get into those sort of down moods, and how do you get out of them?
Yeah. No, for sure. For example, last week or this week, I had it's very occurring to get urinary tract infections and spinal cord injury, right? With the intermittent catheters, right? You're always introducing stuff into your body, right? By accident of using catheters, right? To pee or bladder infections, right? And then that could be severe with kidney infections and stuff like that. Then you got to take antibiotics, and then there's lots of evidence of your gut bio, your gut stuff, right? Your gut biome, right? So it's tough, but I literally if I have to I just do it, man. I just in the back of my head I don't want to, but it's this inner thing I have in my head where it's like, Leo, you gotta lay down, but I have to keep moving. I don't want to swear on here, but like, Leo, you better get your ass moving. Like, and sometimes I can't do it for myself. I can't do it for myself. I'm like, I can't do it, but I think about my mom and my mother and my brother and just my loved ones, and honestly that's helps. If I can't do it for myself, I know in that moment I can do it for others, and that helps me. Whether it's your son, your whatever it is, your loved ones, whatever it is. That's how I kind of initiate to get out of that hole, and the meaning in your life too. My meaning is I want to go to the Paralympics. I have to get up now. I have to, no matter how it hurts. How much I don't want to, I'm going to. And once I just get over once I get over that hill, then it becomes easier and easier and easier. But it's how much you want it, right? And that's just my way. That's my philosophy. That's how I get it.
Right. Henry was just clarifying. So the Thursday class is free and it's at 11 a.m. Pacific time?
Yes, if you go on to Spinal Cord Injury BC, spinalcordinjurybc.com, or Spinal Cord Injury BC, or whatever the quickest way. I'm not too sure, Mark, how you want to. I can even.
I can, well, we send a follow-up email afterwards, so we'll include all this info in there.
Okay. Well, Spinal Cord Injury BC, if you look it up, Mark, you can see if you go to their calendar on the website, go to Thursday, and then you'll see WWA Boxing with Leo Sammarelli or something like
Right.
that.
Okay, and then the other classes during the week are 850 Canadian. They can drop it.
Yes. You can show up anytime you want. You can buy a 10 card punch pass. You can come whenever you want. They start on Sundays. Your first class can be free. You can try it out if you don't want. Your first class, you can try out the second time. But for the class is on Sunday, Tuesday, and Sundays and Tuesdays. Yeah, that's
Great.
That's when it is right now. 11, and they start at 11 Pacific time.
Okay, great.
11 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Leo, for taking the time to.
You got someone else wanting to ask a question too? Miriam, is that your finger up? There we go. I saw you.
What's your age?
Oh, I'm 27 years old.
Yeah.
I'm super young, guys. I'm 27 years old. If you guys want to check some of the stuff I do out, I'm on Instagram. There's some of the workouts I do. There's some of the things I do as well. It's at Sammarelli. I come from Italian. Father is Italian. My mother is Filipina. So I mix. I'm a little bit of a mix. I do speak Italian though. I do speak Italian. Yeah. I hope everyone here.
How young must your students be? My daughter is 5.
Oh, I wasn't able to get that.
I wanted to.
Maybe you could type it in, Miriam. We didn't quite get that. But thanks, Leo, for your time. And
I think Melissa has a question.
oh, she does? Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry.
I just wanted to make a comment.
Yeah.
We just watched a webinar. Well, some of us watched a webinar yesterday with one of the physicians from, I believe it was Harvard, and he was saying how important it is when you get in that hole that you talk about, the exercise, the cognitive, and the social skills. And it sounds like you guys are doing a great job of putting all three of those together to help people out of that hole. And I just wanted to commend you for that and say keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Melissa. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, like I said, I get a lot out of helping people, and yeah, it's become one of my meanings in life too. So sometimes, like I said before, the answer is not in myself, and it's in others too. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I love seeing them fulfill their goal and then set a new one or whatever. So right, so everyone's gonna have a different strategy, whatever it is, right? This is how I work. This is my stuff, but I'm sure you guys can take something what you've learned of what you heard today and have it and just add it on to your regimen.
Yep. Okay, thanks a lot, Leo, for your time today, and hopefully they can get those Paralympic boxing at the Olympics so we can see you there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks.
Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for having me. Hey, guys, keep moving. Don't let anything stop you.
Okay, thank you.